In this video, I'm going to go over the MindShift Think Tank backpack. There's the Backlight 18L. Now, I was given this bag a year ago, but that's not why I'm doing this review. I'm doing this now for two reasons. One is I really like it. Second one is I keep getting questions about the bag, what will fit into it and how I use it. So I thought it'd be best to just put it into a video to answer all those questions. I've put the bag through some heavy usage over the last year. And if you follow me along on YouTube, you've probably seen this backpack come with me in all sorts of conditions outside. So in this video, I'm going to go through all the specs of it, what I usually tend to bring with me in the field and how it fits into this bag, and how much I can actually pack into this bag. I have to say for the last year, I've probably used this backpack for about 80% of the time. I like to be lightweight. I like to carry a smaller pack when I can. So unless I'm doing an extended trip up the hills or anything like that, or I need a hide with me, this is the go-to bag. This is the one I take with me. The way I have it right now is my standard setup, so let me show you that first. Usually I don't carry a tripod with me. As many of you know, I use the Olympus system. The image stabilization in the Olympus is really good, and unless I see the need to use a tripod either for filming a vlog or if I'm in a hide or something like that in a setup situation and I need the tripod, I leave that at home. On the outside, we got two big pockets on the side. I tend to have a pair of binoculars on one side and a liter bottle drinking water on the other. As you can see here, I tend to just hang a cap from the side here. There's a small pocket here in the front, and I've got a thin one. I tend to just kind of jam my these kind of naked bar things and just chocolate and things like that in there, keys or something like that. There is also a small pocket up here. I've actually never used that. Might be good for a keys or a wallet or something like that, but I tend to use the front one. Then we got the front bag here, and as you can see here, there is a kind of cushioned area for your laptop and even an extra one for a tablet and some of those kind of pencil holders and things like that. And then there's an open space in the front. Here I tend to put like small kind of tripods that I vlog with, things, a scrim, and usually I have my little seat cover and stuff like that just to sit on when I'm out and about. I can fit other stuff in here as well, 3D camouflage, stuff like that. And if I have a jacket or a sweater or something extra or waterproof, something like that, I tend to just strap it. There are straps around the side here, and I strap it around and I hang it over. Now, I'll show you guys afterwards how we can really use the maximum amount of space, but there is attachment here for a tripod to have your tripod on the front here. I'd only use that if I'm fully maxed out and I'm using every pocket there is. I prefer to just have my tripod on the side here because that way it's easier to put the bag down and open it up. This is my go-to setup in my bag. Always got my EM1X, and attached to it is my 300 f4, and very often I'll have an attached 1.4 extender to it as well. I then have my 40-150 f2.8. And bear in mind, this is all Micro Four Thirds system, so they're cropped by a factor of 2, so equivalent in 35mm frame, it is time 2mm, so 300 becomes 600 and so on. Air blower, got a little bit of vlogging kit here, like a microphone and pouch for my extender, for my teleconverter, and a bit more microphone gear here. And then I got my EM1 Mark II with a 12-40mm attached that I tend to vlog with, and if occasionally I take some landscape shots, something like that, I'll use that. Very often as well, I attach my 40-150 to the EM1 Mark II, and I kind of use these interchangeably when I'm photographing. Now, very handy, two big mesh pockets here, so I can see what's inside it, but I always keep the same stuff in the same place every time, so I know exactly where things are. In the top one here, I keep a spare battery and a little cloth. In the bottom one, I have these little wallets. These are Think Tank wallets as well, so this is a battery one. Unfortunately, the batteries for the Olympus is a little bit too big for this, but I carry some AAA batteries there, which I need for other things, Allen keys and tripod plate, these kind of things. And then I have a smaller wallet here for extra SD cards. Now the really handy thing about this is when I do occasionally use a bigger bag, I use the Elite 45 on MindShift, and I will do a separate review on that a little bit later. But I figured I'd do this one first because it's my main bag that I used most often. But what's very handy here with all these wallets and the spare battery in that, like I know where I have it, and the Elite 45 has exact same pockets. So whenever I change bags, it's very easy. I can just grab these wallets and my spare battery, and I put it into the other bags. Very easy, and I make sure that I don't miss anything. I don't leave anything behind when I swap bags. That is a really comfy bag, really comfy on the back, and I can wear this pretty much all day. I mean, partly because it's so light, so I don't really get that tired anyway from it, but it sits really nicely on the bag. The only thing I would say is that if you stuff this front bag here with too much stuff, it'll kind of, it'll take away space from inside here, and you might have a camera or something like that bulging out. But saying that, it is quite spacious, and for the people who wonder, I use my EM1X is lying on its side here, and for those who know the EM1X is a fairly chunky camera. It is, it's not very wide, it's thin across, but a line on its side, and I'll give you the measurements here from top to bottom, and that lies flush in it, so you can kind of compare it to whatever model you have. I'll put the numbers up here. Very often as well, I will be using, when I'm vlogging, I might have my DJI pocket, and I have a little tripod, and I just attach it to these little straps over my shoulder here. Now there's also a waist belt. That obviously helps if you're going to go for really long treks. But since it's such a small bag, I tend not to use it, even though it is, it's comfortable, and I definitely will use it if I'm trekking far. But usually I tend to just attach this behind so it's out of my way, and then I'm kind of freed up, and I just tend to use this when I'm walking far. However, I don't mind having this waist strap because there is an extremely useful function for it, and I can say that over the last year I've probably only used it about 4 or 5 times, and that is only because I don't mind putting my gear through a little bit of roughness. And this is a tough bag. It can take a lot, and I don't mind getting it a little bit dirty and just wiping off it afterwards. But if it's really dirty, if I'm on a wet sand or something like that, putting on this waist strap here and then you can actually just suspend it from midair. It's a really cool feature, and if you're in a lot of dirty environments and you don't want to put your bag down, this is just ideal. And it still sits quite comfortably, and I can go about changing lenses and stuff like that. So absolutely brilliant for that. I also want a thermos with me that, occasionally I'll go out for the day and I want to have lots of coffee with me. So, I'll put, this is a big one, this is 1 liter, and it just about fits in here. I can put my tripod in the front. If you go underneath here, open up this, there is a pocket inside here and a little strap. So, tripod into the pocket, you strap it. A lot of these clips have a little locking mechanism, so open that up. You can kind of loosen it, tighten it, and then use that locking mechanism. That's quite good because then it doesn't just slide back out. So I really quite like that. And then up top, pocket here again, and you got a strap, comes out, and you can attach a tripod like that to the front. Same thing, lock it, and there we go. And that's pretty much this bag to the max. I could probably fit more onto this bag, but usually if I need more gear with me than this, I'll go for my big bag. And I'll make a review of the Elite 45, and I'll bring that out sometime in the future and link to it when I do. I'll put links below to a video that MindShift has come out with that will give you a lot more specs about this bag and a lot more dimensions and all kind of stuff that I don't really know about. This is just going through how I use it and what I think of it. And I can highly recommend it. I'll put links below to where you can pick one up if you're interested. If you're new to the channel, my name is Espen, and this channel is all about wildlife photography. Usually I take you guys with me out into the field for some wildlife photography. And if you haven't seen my latest series, I did a 3-part series going up to the Cairngorms in my camper van, just spending 3 days on site, going to different locations, had an absolutely amazing time. It was the first time that I kind of used the camper van for that. So please check it out. It's a really, really fun trip. So thank you guys so much for watching.